Talk like we normally would.
So, how do you like sports?
I think sports are good. Today, a student asked me what my favorite sport was. I said basketball.
Really?
He didn't want to hear a wuss sport.
All right, take it easy.
Some tough kid. I'm like, basketball? And he's like, all right. I'm trying to win their trust. Number one would have been football, but if he started quizzing me, I would have been screwed.
All right, let's move it over this way, and I can read.
I probably like baseball a lot more.
Well, it looks like everybody's had it with us.
Yeah, well, this is our third one of the evening.
Well, I mean, it is called a test.
Are you doing okay? You look a little gray.
Do I?
Yeah,
It's been a really weird day.
yeah, you don't look okay.
Well, it might be the lighting too. I
That's
don't.
possible, but I think I know what it looks like when you're gray.
I don't feel well. That's why I'm drinking water.
That's good. I actually need to go drink some water.
I woke up at 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then was up for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, I got tired, and I went back, and I slept till almost 9 o'clock in the morning.
Look at you. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I slept till 9 today. I had internship a little later. Actually, next week on Wednesday, I'm going to be staying the whole school day
What's that mean?
from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Wow.
Normally, I do 5-hour chunks on Wednesday and Friday,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to make up some hours. So I was like, can I just do a whole day? And she's like, yeah. And that's the day I'm teaching my lesson too. So she's going to have me teach the whole day too.
Wow.
I'm going to be very sleepy.
That's going to be a big, big day.
I know. I'm going to be teaching about dashes and horror stories.
I don't even know what that means.
We're analyzing the horror stories that they are reading to talk about how dashes are being used.
Interesting. Sal Sam. Yo, what's up?
Escobedo.
Doing our test.
Yeah, I'm telling him about my day. And we got Nizaklas Faye.
In line like horror.
Also, I
like
like horror. Yeah, see? We're doing Telltale Heart next week.
You
And
say that. Can I interject?
yeah.
So, do you remember you were offered an opportunity to watch The Coffee Table?
Yeah, how did that go?
Well, I mean, listen. Maybe we should say. You want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
So I'll warn everyone who's here. Hi, how you doing, Paula?
Saying hi to
There
everybody.
is a movie called The Coffee Table, and I'm going to spoil every ounce of it, and I'm going to tell you what my problem with it is.
Uh-oh. Let him have it.
All right. So first of all, they're all speaking Spanish, and I think it's Portugal or Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I heard some of that at Olympic College, and one lady tried to teach me a few words. My brain.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, not the point. But the point is, you read the movie and you watch the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, Tom, if you don't want to be spoiled, because I'm going to spoil the coffee table because I have some problems with it. There's a guy, let's say 30, 35, and he's sort of a himbo. There is a woman, the main woman, his wife. She looks at least 10 years older, maybe 15.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been hounding this dude. Hey, I want a baby. The clock is ticking, right?
Uh,
I should mention that the movie starts at a furniture store.
with a
And
cop.
you've got there's a coffee table. There's the husband. I can't remember their names, but I'm going to say husband and wife are standing there, and there's a sleazy salesman that's got a line for everything. So The wife thinks this is the ugliest coffee table she's ever seen, and she says the salesman's a piece of shit too. Right in
Mhm.
the face. The salesman doesn't seem to bother. He just wants to make that sale. Husband says, I like this table. We always do everything you want. You got to design everything. I want this coffee table. So that goes on for about 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie. He gets the coffee table. So now we're wondering the movie is called The Coffee Table. What is going to go on with this coffee table?
Mhm.
They get the coffee table home and you're waiting. Everything is you're just watching. There's nothing exciting going on. They're in this apartment, or I guess it's an apartment, yeah, because there's people they meet on the stairs and stuff. The table comes, he's putting it together, he's missing the screws, and this is taking a while. So
Mhm.
one screw missing from the table, so he puts it together. And they mentioned that the table is unbreakable. That's what the salesman said. And it's I guess I should describe it. It's two the legs of the table are two females, like statues, kind of going holding the table up, and then the actual surface of the table is glass.
Okay.
He's saying it's unbreakable, so he misses a screw. The wife goes, you know what? She's got the baby, right? Brand new, newborn, loves the baby. She goes, listen, the baby's crying. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go treasure this moment of peace and quiet. You watch the kid while I go to the store and you finish your coffee table. She walks out the door, slams it, and the baby wakes up.
Mhm.
There is also a subplot. There is a 13-year-old girl who lives in the apartment. She is interested in this himbo.
Mhm.
She, in fact, has it in her head that they have exchanged some sort of comments to each other that leads her to believe that he's interested.
Mhm.
Something about sending her a poem for school or something. She's interpreting that as love. And she's a little bit, even though she's 13, she's a little bit fatal attraction about it.
Mhm.
It's very interesting the way the 13-year-old speaks. She's very blunt and very matter of fact. It says some insane remarks. It,
Mhm.
but they're all, and I remember this about that lady that I met from Basque. That's the name of the place where she was from. And she was teaching people Spanish. And she said, we're all very direct. You
Mhm.
guys beat around the bush and butter people up. Anytime we hear that kind of talk, we're thinking, what do you want?
Mhm.
Anything that if they want to be rude to your face, they will be rude to your face. And everybody just goes, like, yeah, we're used to blunt, straight talk. So
Mhm.
that girl is talking to him. She's saying, listen, I want to hear about this. I'm going to tell your wife if you don't tell her, and you are going to admit that you are interested in me. And he's trying to put her down easy. Hey, listen, you're 13. I'm married. You've misinterpreted what I said. I was doing you a favor. And this chick goes, you got till 3 o'clock, and I'm coming back up to the apartment. And if you haven't told her, I'm telling her. So you've got that thin line of tension happening between him building the coffee table and watching the baby, right?
Mhm.
All the while, this is kind of static. There's not music. Nobody's dancing. There's nothing going on. It's just him putting the coffee table together. The woman has left and woken up the baby. The baby is crying. So he picks the baby up and he's talking to the baby and he's walking around. You want a bottle? You change your diaper. I mean, all of a sudden, off camera, you hear, and then you hear, oh my God, oh my God. But you can't see it. It's around the corner. The
Mhm.
shot is of the hallway and they're over here. They move over. The glass is broken.
Mhm.
And it turns out if you don't have all the screws in, I guess you can break it.
Mhm.
He's blood here. His arm is all cut up. The camera moves, and you can clearly see the baby is not doing well.
Mhm.
It's on the floor, motionless, and there's blood. So He sits there a minute, he gets his bearings, and then he's like, what am I going to do? Now, here's where I have a problem with the movie. This was clearly an accident.
Mhm.
You should pick up the phone, call an ambulance, and police or whatever. It makes absolutely no sense what happens after this point.
Okay.
He picks up the baby and decides to carry it into the baby's room and at the bassinet. Then he starts cleaning up the blood stains and the table. As this is happening, the wife calls him from the store saying, I'm going to be home in 30 minutes. And he's acting shifty on the phone and then actually hangs up on her. So now she's a little riled up, right?
Mhm.
The third leg of this story is his brother and his new fiance is coming over that day for the party. That's why she's getting some wine, etc., at the store.
Mhm.
She's coming home. He's sort of cleaned up the area. She comes in. Her radar is not up yet. It's a little tweaked, and she's asking, "Where is the baby?" I just got the baby down to sleep. Please don't wake him up. Or her. I can't remember what the gender was. It hardly matters. This is not what we're talking about. This is a 1 or 2 month old baby who is now clearly dead because it's not moving, and the man, there is blood everywhere.
Mhm.
She comes in, she got the groceries. Hey, I was calling you. Was it said we got to get ready? All of a sudden, you hear knock, knock, knock. The brother comes in with the girlfriend, but he's acting weird.
Mhm.
He's like, just not himself. So if you know him, you know there's a problem.
Mhm.
The brother is looking at him and says, "What? What is going on?" And he
Mhm.
goes, "No problem. What do I?" He goes, "Listen, there is something going on, and you are going to tell me, or I'm not leaving."
Mhm.
All right, all right, all right. I'll tell you in a little bit. All right, just he's got to get that brother off his ass because the two females are sitting there. He's trying to play it off. Finally, he gets an opportunity. The husband, the wife's goes, "I got to go check on the baby," and the husband's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll go take care of it."
Mhm.
He goes down to the room. I don't know what he's going to do there, but the brother pops open the door. Just followed him like for he couldn't even see
Mhm.
what is going on, etc. The bassinet is up near the window.
Mhm.
Father is here. The brother is here by the door. They start this conversation, and he suddenly realizes, I'm not going to be able to hide this.
Mhm.
So he tells the brother. So the brother goes over to the bassinet. Of course, he turns sheet white and can't believe what has happened. Now that the secret is out, the brother is the father of the baby now is really starting to have a meltdown.
Mhm.
He's lost his composure. There's tears. The brother's telling him after the brother sort of gets his shock over with a little bit. Said, "Listen, this wasn't your fault. It's not fair to you. You did an accident. You're not a bad person." And he's telling the brother, "No, I feel like dying. I've
Mhm.
killed this baby. There's no way I can go tell her." Because remember now, she wanted the baby badly because she's so old and her opportunities are disappearing. And by the way, they're not really getting along that well anyway.
Mhm.
You can imagine he's got to tell her he's killed that baby and he's killed her with the coffee table
Mhm.
that she didn't want in there. And I forgot to mention when she came home from the grocery store, she saw the table and then started laughing at him. He said, "I told you that coffee table was shit, and I told you that it was that unbreakable line." And she's ha 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 ha, ha laughing. She's glad the table's broken. The brother goes over, says, "We got to go out and come out." There is a knock at the door. It is the 13-year-old girl. The wife answers the door. Did you talk to whatever his name is, the husband? You talk to him. I want to come in. I need to talk to him. No, 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 no. It's not a good. She's got on a good time, and the girl, they're just so matter of fact. No, I'm coming in. She's got her little dog with her.
Mhm.
I need to talk to him, and I'm coming in. No, get out of here. And then she goes, "Your husband kissed me in the elevator." So that riles her up.
Mhm.
She goes, "Okay, come on in."
Yeah.
Clearly, she's going to confront the husband. Remember, this girl's 13. I don't know what the rules are in Spain or Portugal or wherever they are, but she's not happy about it anyways.
Mhm.
Nobody's aghast, so it must not be that uncommon or something. I don't know. She comes in, her dog, they're coming out from the hall. They start having this discussion about this kiss in the elevator. Listen, she tried to kiss me. I pushed her away. I told her she was 13, but he's still kind of, he's in a daze, right? He's still
Mhm.
crying and suicidal. So as they're having this discussion, the fucking dog starts sniffing around. The dog goes under the chair and starts making a bunch of noise. And I'm like, what's going on? Dog pulls the baby's head out from under the chair. The baby was decapitated on the glass of the coffee table. The brother sees the head, knows what it is, grabs it, holds it like this, and turns his back so she can't see. But listen, she ain't going to hear that, right? She's like, "What do you have there? That looked like a head." Now she's starting to get really worried.
Holy crap, dude.
She confronts the brother, turns him around, and the brother's going, "Please don't look. Don't look." He confesses what had happened to the baby. They got the head there. The man and the woman, the wife and husband, walk over. She wants to see the corpse of the baby, goes in there, sees it. They open the window, and both of them jump out of the apartment to their death.
Both the parents?
Yep. Both of them jump right out the window.
Holy crap.
That's the movie.
I mean, it did its job if it was making me uncomfortable.
But my problem with it is,
Mhm.
why in the world didn't he call I mean, listen, a decapitation, I don't know what the ambulance is going to do, right?
Mhm.
But why isn't he calling the police? The movie is weird in a way. The premise of that movie is something you'd see on like Three's Company, where what I mean by that is there's an obvious stupid secret that can be easily explained if people would just talk and reveal it.
Mhm.
The guy still would have been suicidal and whatever, but why didn't he just
I think it's the fact that we had the information and we had to sit there and watch knowing what had happened.
right? But he's got the information too. If I decapitated a baby, my first thing is ambulance, police.
Maybe he didn't want to get in trouble. Maybe he was in shock. Maybe he was.
Well, I guess you could say he was in shock, but that doesn't make much sense to me. Does it make much sense to you?
He puts the baby in there and he's like making everybody think everything's fine. That's
To,
something someone disturbed would do.
to me, it's absolutely ridiculous because he's trying to clean the blood on the carpet. You're never going to clean that much blood out of that carpet. I don't care how good you are. And he's got a rag.
Mhm.
You're out of your mind, bro. This just never. You're never going to cover that up.
Let me see if I can get off this page and still hear you. So could you say some words?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sing a song of four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sing a song of four.
Could you hear me when I left the page?
No. So what are you trying to hide?
Well, I was gonna look up from that movie, like
Hey,
why
Pete.
I didn't say it. I bet there's a reason.
What?
I don't know. I didn't get to it. I was trying to see if I could still talk to you while I was doing it.
Well, whatever you were doing, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah. So I'll have to look it up after the live stream, and I'll have to send you a text.
What? What are you looking up? I'm confused.
I am going to look up why the guy from the coffee table.
Oh, yeah. Good luck
I
with that.
bet there is a reason.
Oh, Beat's got Chinese food. Actually, that sounds good.
I'm about to go make a HelloFresh meal here pretty soon.
Can you imagine if we had any good Chinese food here?
We do, it's just you won't go to the places I told you to.
What's the name of it?
Mulan's.
Gesundheit. What's the name of the Chinese restaurant?
Mulan's.
Gesundheit. What's the name of the Chinese restaurant?
It's all you can eat, and it's actually good.
I would like to do that. In fact, we'll be coming there very soon.
So do it.
I'd say in a couple of weeks, we're having a very special guest.
In a couple weeks?
Yep. And that person wants to see your apartment.
Oh, is that Uncle, Aunt?
Yeah, it's Uncle Aunt.
Okay.
What do you mean? What's that mean?
Todd and Gabby.
Oh, no, they're not coming till the spring.
Okay.
I'm talking about... Nah, I shouldn't say it on a live stream. I'm not going to tell you who.
Nikki.
Bingo!
Are you? He's not unlocking the door. I'm going to put the crime stick up.
You stink.
You stink. Tomorrow is Simon's birthday. Birthday.
Birthday? Yeah. Beat, you know something I don't.
It's a little funny.
Oh, well, some kids kill their parents not to show their bad grades. Weirder things have happened. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Tommy, but to me, I instantly look at this situation as there's no way anybody would behave this way. You're
Well,
not going to hide that baby. You're not going to clean up that floor, especially with the technology that they have today. You're never, and I don't know why you'd want to get away with it because it was an accident. You're never, never, never going to get away with that. Soon as people don't see that baby, there's going to be all hell breaking loose.
I am going to look it up, and I bet there's a really smart reason why.
Well, I'd be interested in that. I don't know when Simon's birthday is.
I don't know when his birthday is.
The only thing I remember is last year he was on some guy's show. They were doing their new single Black Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy asked him about, do you guys dress up? Do you like Halloween? He goes, I hate Halloween.
Oh, great.
It's always taking attention away from my birthday.
Aww. Okay.
And then here he is doing a Madison Square Garden show.
Well, maybe he's going to embrace it.
So I don't know if he has the day off from the tour.
He might. Or they might party extra hard.
Tom, are you still here?
Tom Baker? I don't know. I only see 2 people here. Maybe. My watch broke, so that's what I'm trying to fix right now. That's why I keep looking down here.
All right. Well, I understand you got to go make dinner.
I am going to go make dinner, yes.
All right.
All right. You can continue your little live stream.
Well, you're just going to check out?
Yeah, I'll just check out.
All right. So anybody who's watching, we will be here tomorrow, 1 Central Standard Time. It looks like we've worked out all the bugs, and we will discuss Astronaut and ancillary information, because it's another situation like 4 on the Floor.
Okay.
I got that stuff early, so I would like to discuss it and what didn't make it. Andy Taylor is like me. I never celebrate birthdays. Andy doesn't either. Bye for now. Beat says bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What are you making, before you go?
Mushroom flatbread.
That's dinner?
HelloFresh.
What's your protein?
It looks like a pizza.
Okay, what's the protein?
Mushrooms.
That's not protein.
Okay, there's no protein on it, but I think I'll be fine.
All right, take it easy. I'm just having a conversation.
I'm having dinner, man. HelloFresh says it's dinner. It's dinner.
All right, go enjoy your dinner. I will see you tomorrow at... It'd be nice if you showed up around 12:50, just in case I forget everything I learned here today.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
So long, sailor. So that's it for her. Um, so you guys are here. I'm just going to do a quick discussion about the set list and what songs they are playing. And it looks like the newest one was the 23rd. What is today? The 25th, so 2 days ago. So they're opening with Nightboat again. The concert. I watched the whole thing. You know, they're always online the next day. People with their cell phones and they record the whole thing. So they're still opening with Nightboat, which feels very. It seems like they're doing the same Future Past show that they've been doing. Looks the same. The outfits are pretty the same. The whole vibe is the same. So you get Nightboat, you get Wild Boys, Hungry Like the Wolf, A View to a Kill, Notorious. So that's your greatest hits right there, right at the gate there. Then they go Supernature, which might be interesting. I don't think I've heard that live. Super Lonely Freak, which I've actually when I first heard it, I thought it was silly, but you know what? For a mashup, it's not bad. The more that I think about it, Come Undone, that's a little surprising to me, but I think one of you guys told me that it's the number one streamer for them. So, all right. Then you get Bury a Friend, which that song to me sounds like People Are Strange by The Doors, or at least a good portion of it does. Then we got Evil Woman, which is the new one. I saw him sing that. Doing a good job on that one. Then they do something very interesting, Confessions in the Afterlife, which I find that very interesting. What they did here, though, is Rick James was a super freak. They do Confessions of the Afterlife. I don't know if I mentioned this. When I got the album, I always take the album and I always rip it, and then I make my own CD for taking out of the house. So that if anything happens to that, I've still got the one in good condition. I try to keep it in pristine condition. And I always the CDs are longer than the albums usually, so I add songs to it. And I thought, oh, this is a certain vibe. I'm going to put these songs on there. The other day they did Confessions in the Afterlife and then Missing right after it. And that's exactly what I'd done on my CD because I felt those two songs they had the same flavor or whatever was going on. It is not on this list for the one they did a couple days ago. Now, if I had seen the other one and ran out to wherever this is, New York, and then they removed that one, I would have been very disappointed. But I wasn't there, so it doesn't matter. Secret October, the new version, Reflex, Ordinary World, New Moon, Dark Phase, Union of the Snake, White Lines. Now that's a little surprising to me they're still doing White Lines. Planet Earth, of course, you're going to have to do that. Then it looks like they're doing a mashup of Girls on Film and Psycho Killer. That might be interesting. And then they finish off with Save a Prayer. Simon whips out the guitar. And then they close with Rio. So this set list is very close to what they've been doing for a year. Wonder why they deleted Missing. The Paper Gods album left out the best songs, re-edited the album. Okay, what are the best songs on Paper Gods? Oh, I know what you mean. I just got it. So you're talking about the B sides, right? Um, Cinderella Ride, um, Evil Beach, I think, was on that album, B side. There was Northern Lights. Did I say Cinderella Ride? That's a good one. And Valentine Stone. That's the other one that are really good. Is that what you're talking about, Tom? Evil Beach, Cinderella Ride, Valentine Stones. Don't forget Northern Lights. Um, I think I would go Valentine Stones, Cinderella Ride. Those are really close for me. Those are excellent songs. And then I would put Northern Lights, and then I'd probably put Evil Beach at the end of that one, of those four. But the better question is, what songs would you have removed? Because I thought most of the songs on Paper Gods were good. Let's see. Danceophobia, yeah. I don't know if you heard this or not. I mentioned it the other day when I went to the Paper Gods show. I think it was their first show for that tour. They had a couple of special engagements, um, and they didn't play any of the new songs. And I was starting to sweat because when I go to one of their shows, I want to hear the new songs. Unlike everybody else, I guess, who wants to just hear the hits, I want to hear the new ones. So I was sweating it. Thankfully, they came out and did a bunch of the new songs, right? But they did Danceophobia. Everyone was silent. And even Simon realized that. And he went, okay. Like, nobody liked that. And then there were also some other comments where people were shitting on him, saying, what in the hell do you have Lindsay Lohan in there? And then, of course, he lectured all of us about how you don't need to worry about what I'm doing. I'm doing the right thing. She's a good person. She did a great job. So, and I guess that's what you're supposed to do if she was nice enough to come in there. It's a silly song, but, listen, better than some. You're going to find out when we get a little bit further in, my opinion on that, on what's the stuff that's not great. Oh, Planet Roaring, I also forgot. I still would put Evil Beach at the bottom of that. So Danceophobia is the only one you take out of there. Paper Gods, Last Night in the City. Yeah, you're not getting rid of that. You Kill Me. What do you guys think of You Kill Me with Silence? That was a real synthy song, but I like it. I like the high phonic songs, The Universe Alone. The Universe Alone is a fantastic song. Probably one of the best off of here. I would be interested in what you guys thought of You Kill Me with Silence, just because it's so synthy. Pressure Off, good tune. I like that. Face for Today, I guess that's got to be my favorite because I'm in it. The video. Danceophobia, I love Silence. Yeah, I like it too, but I like Synths. So I was wondering what you guys thought because it's sort of minimalist, that song, except for that when he goes into the chorus, it's kind of a big plume. I think that's really good. What are the chances? Face is good. Yeah, I like that one. What are the chances? That's their sort of save a prayer song on that album. Sunset Garage does not hit me in the best way. I don't hate it, but it doesn't excite me. It's kind of hooky, so whatever. I Can Change the Skyline. I really like that one too. That's a very interesting, and the backstory on that song I think is pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, And my understanding was, "Hey, there she is. How have you been? AC is back in the house. We missed you the other day. We were concerned something was wrong. We were hoping for the best, but Butterfly Girl, Simon said he wrote that for his daughter. So, I mean, that makes it a little juicy. Doing good. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Um, Only in Dreams. Now, I like that one too. Again, I've said many times I like the lyrics, uh, and that whole um, that lifted right out of my head. The whole vampire in the limousine, sun's going down like a symphony. She has her guard up when her nails are wet. That's fun stuff. Is to me. I'm not taking that new vertigo medicine. I bet that's bad news, huh? I've been doing weight loss, so I've had very few calories. I still haven't even had dinner. I'm not interested in it, but one of the side effects is when I stand up, I get the vertigo, and sometimes I have to actually like stable myself or sit down. We found out what's happening is I got my blood pressure, and then when I'm standing up, my blood pressure is dropping 30, 35 points. So there was some adjustments to medications for me as well. That's a little scary when your head goes whoops. And what happened one time while I was driving and I didn't even stand up. That was really scary. Universe Alone. Yes, Face for Today. I love the long remix. Haven't heard that. I need to look that up. There's so many talented people doing remixes on YouTube that you really can't even keep up with them. It would be nice if they sort of got those all together. I mean, why not? They're into selling product. And then this bonus version here has Planet Roaring, Valentine Stone's Northern Light. It's missing Cinderella Ride. So, no thank you for that. Let's see what the Japanese version was. I know they got an extra song too. I just can't remember. Like Lost Weekend or something. I'm trying to remember. So they got Universe Alone, then they got Planet Roaring on Evil Beach, Valentine Stones, and Northern Lights. Yes, the HPB meth medicine, high blood pressure medicine. Yeah, it wasn't the medicine doing it though. It was the other medicine I'm taking. Hello, AC. Talking to you. But they did reduce my blood pressure medicine. If anybody's interested in that boring story. So I'm not. I can't remember where Cinderella Ride comes in here. Yes, the new Vertigo pill. Yeah. So all you need is now. There are some good songs that were left out, and probably some you wouldn't consider. I could pull up my list. I made a CD and made my what I think is the definitive version of All You Need Is Now. And I will tell you what it is, and you tell me what you think if I'm correct. Too close to the done, summer, early nerves. I know what you mean. Where is my final version of All You Need Is Now? Maybe it's in here. Yes, Tom, rare encounter. Well, it doesn't seem to be in that file. That's why you don't make statements till you know. Where did I put that? Well, I guess you're going to have to wait until we talk about All You Need Is Now. I'm not seeing my final version in here. Crazy how no connection whatsoever. Duran and Small Channel Vegas. Yeah, isn't that crazy? 66. I'm really wondering how many more years can they go? I mean, the Stones are still out there, right? So you got Return to Now, All You Need Is Now, Blame the Machines, Being Followed, Leave a Light On, Safe in the Heat of the Moment, Girl Panic, The Man Who Stole a Leopard, Networker Nation, Too Close to the Sun, which that is not great. Too Bad You're So Beautiful, Early Summer Nerves, Other People's Lives, Mediterranean, Runway, Runaway, The Lost Weekend, Before the Rain, then that Diamond in the Mine Reprieve. And then what I would add to that, and what I've added to my CD was Boys Keep Swinging, that remake they did right before this album came out. That fits right onto this album. And the other thing that I put on there was the live version of Wild Boys when they did a mashup with Relax. That's probably one of their best versions of Wild Boys. I think on that tour too, that was the one where Simon had lost his voice for several months and they were worried he wasn't going to be able to sing again. And I was living in Washington at the time. And it just so happened that that was their first show of that tour. And when he got his voice back. Now, they did a couple of small clubs in England just to get ready. And of course, that's where they did Shadows on Your Side. But for some reason, Shadows on Your Side did not make it to the live show, which dovetails into the Vegas show that they're selling right now. They did Shadows on Your Side at that. Then they promised us a release. And I've looked into the release, and it's only streaming, and you don't own it. You just get to watch it. And I have no idea how you would capture that. So I'm not happy about that. Yeah, if you're losing weight, you got to drink a lot of water. I like Mediterranean. Yeah, that's a good one. It's cool. It's got a cool vibe. But I mean, all of those songs on that album. I don't think there's a stinker in that album. Um, Too Close to the Sun, but I mean that's a B side, and I'm not even sure that was finished. But the others. Oh, But how could I forget? I also put Mark Ronson record collection because Simon is very prevalent in there, and Nick plays some of the synthesizer parts on that. So I add that to the album too. Can't believe I lost it. That's the problem. I need my list where I forgot that one. So to me, all of those songs are part of that album. And I think I haven't really thought this through for the best worst sleeper, but I might, when it comes time, say All You Need Is Now would be the one I would put at the bottom of the list. But it doesn't mean I don't like it. Yeah, Simon is a little bit heavier. But I've noticed he's wearing the merch all the time. He's still doing that to sell those shirts. Which I guess that's what you do if you want people to buy them. Must be making some good money on those shirts. Saw it or you were there? I can't believe he's running. I read a little blurb about that the other day. Apparently, it's the most money they've ever made on a tour. Which you look at the situation that's going on with those concerts, and lots of acts have to cancel their tours because no one's buying tickets. Yeah, I sort of look at All You Need Is Now and Paper Gods and Future Past is sort of the triad that sort of, Duran Duran seems like every 10 years they have like a rebirth. So you have a rebirth that makes a statement, and then there's like a little bit of a slide. But right now, I think they're on a roll because I think those three albums are the best, some of the best that they've ever done. Now, you won't know if I put any one of those above Rio until the very end of this series. But those are good records. Yeah, you never know. None of us know. I don't expect to go another 10 years. But maybe because weight loss might be helping my situation. Wow, there's a hot take. Future past. So you don't. That's interesting. Oh, behind me? No, those are all movies. The CDs. I don't think I guess maybe I could show you. I've never done this, but this is not really a real thing here. The CDs are up there, but those are just the I guess special editions or stuff I got to make sure nothing happens to. So I've got a whole shelf full of CDs. I probably have every CD I ever bought. I hold on to that stuff. So I've got a whole shelf full of the stuff just from ones I've picked up from, I don't know, the end of time. I still pick up some CDs. We have a place, I don't know if you have it over in your area, AC, called Books by the Pound. I know there's a couple of them here in Arkansas, and I think people just dump off their old stuff. Laughing Boy, yeah. Um, Laughing Boy, a B-side. I think for me, that's one of the best songs they've ever written. I don't know how that didn't make the album. I love that song. Hammerhead's fun. Wow, $50. They saw you coming, brother. I want to say I paid 15 dollars, $16 for Rio when it came out. I was all excited. I wasn't one of the people that said CDs sound lousy. I like CDs. And I like that I can, a record you can't move around, have in your car and stuff. Never heard of that company. Yeah, it's Books by the Pound. You should see if there's one near you. I think people just drop off stuff or clean out like estate sales or whatever it is because they got. Once they let me in the back room and it's this giant warehouse, and I mean it's just. You remember Indiana Jones when they put the Ark away? That's sort of what their back room looks like. Back room is not even the right word because it's really bigger than the store. And they let you pick up a box and whatever you can fit in, it's a certain price, and you can throw in CDs and DVDs or books or whatever it is. First time on CD was from Japan back in 1985. I don't remember what year I got Rio, but it was definitely domestic. Also, the first album. And I had never owned the first album with the original artwork with the car that they're standing by. I only knew the sort of the reworked one. Where is that? There it is. Let's see if I can get that up there. Right there. That's the one I knew. With Is There Something I Should Know? Well, that's the first one I ever owned, so that is a special record for me. I don't really have a connection with the one where they're standing in front of the car. It was when CD started coming out. Yeah. You want to guess the first CD I ever bought? Yeah, that was cool. But to be fair, it wasn't called the Wedding Album. It was Four on the Floor, and there were some changes. But you know, you once you find Duran Duran people and stuff goes around, some people are really dialed in. I don't know how they get the stuff either. I can't. So a similar situation we're going to talk about tomorrow about Astronaut. I got that early before it came out, and really, they had the reunion tour. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they did like 10 shows where they admitted essentially the record company wasn't interested. They didn't think there was an audience for them. They said, no, 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 look, watch, we'll go on tour. We'll show you there's an interest. And they did some in Japan. And they did several in America. And the last two were in Las Vegas. And I went to Vegas and I was there the last day. I think it was a Saturday. They did a Thursday, and then for some reason, Elvis Costello had the room booked for Friday, so they waited, and then they did it on Saturday. And then it was just standing room only at the Hard Rock Cafe, and they piled you up there, and then there they were. And that was the first time I'd ever seen all of them back together, and it was electric. Powerful stuff. And they did I can't remember if they did What Happens Tomorrow. Let's see. Reunion. No, that's not it. This file is so huge, it's impossible to find stuff and whatever I named it. Was it Summer Tour 2003? Yeah, this is it. So they did intro, Friends of Mine, Hungry Like the Wolf, Planet Earth Come Undone, What Happens Tomorrow. So they had a version of What Happens Tomorrow. And I remember they changed the chords that Andy was playing on guitar. He was sort of doing a sort of straight 4 chord thing, and then they changed it to sort of a burp 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 burp, like changing the chords almost unnecessarily. I don't know that it made it better. New Religion, then they did Virus, which is funny because that didn't make the album. White Lines, Waiting for the Night. I wonder what is that? I don't know what Waiting for the Night is. I don't remember that at all. Is There Something I Should Know? Save a Prayer, Ordinary World, Reach Up for the Sunrise. So they had a version of that already ready to go. I don't remember it. Notorious, Wild Boys, Careless Memories, Rio, Reflex, and then Girls on Film. So they gave you a full, yeah, astronaut con. Yeah, I didn't. Remember, they hadn't finished the album. They didn't really have a record deal at this point. It was just the reunion. So then they went in and did the other stuff for Astronaut. So I had somehow I got an alternate version of the album before it came out. I think that was what they're calling. What the hell was the name of that? I can't remember. It was here. It was it Beautiful Colors? Yeah, Salt in the Rainbow. I added this to the list of last week's video so you can hear all these. Salt in the Rainbow. There's a version of Bedroom Toys, Reach Up for the Sunrise. The real one, Pretty Ones, was one that they had actually had a snippet on their website saying, "Hey, we're working on music." It was a little that sort of bit there, and then it just disappeared into the ether. Pretty Ones doesn't even exist. Still Breathing is on here. Point of No Return. Lonely Business. Nice. What Happens Tomorrow. Another version of Salt in the Rainbow. A different version of Taste the Summer. Another version of Pretty Ones. Know It All. Lonely Business. And TV versus radio. That was another weird one. I don't remember that landing anywhere either. Stefano. I snubbed to him too, Tom. I followed Stefano from Duran Tribute back on. He was one of Andy's old guitars. I pushed him to buy it. I subbed to him too, Tom. Stefano? I followed Stefano too. I said buy it or I'll regret it for the rest of my life. The guitar? I don't know. So, but if you guys have never heard those songs, certainly The Pretty Ones is worth listening to. And I like what they were doing with Salt in the Rainbow. I don't know why they didn't finish that or where it went, but it's worth listening to. Absolutely. The guitar. Yeah, I really wish they would. I mean, what are the chances they pull Andy in for the Madison Square Garden show? I wouldn't think very high, but it certainly would be nice if they would put him back on stage, and certainly Warren as well. I don't know why Warren didn't show up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He earned it. He should have been there. There must have been some hurt feelings there, but maybe they've patched him up now. Well, I guess that's all I have to say. He's from Milan Tribute Band. Could be good. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to end this test, and hopefully we have a good show tomorrow and talk about astronaut. So have a beautiful evening, and thank you for watching my test, and have a blessed evening.